Democrats. Yeah, I'm not playing that. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're on your way to making Washington District of Columbia with a named reference to my sister and her four kids. Right? And how many grandkids? Right? I love that. I love that. You guys obviously did read what that judge wrote in response to my petition. Am I conceited to really think I'm so important that I can actually influence legislation? I am that conceited. I really believe that. How did you guys feel about the Knights Templar swap with the Chinese Dragon Ball? You remember that? You remember that? When that guy who had run for Senate but didn't win in Texas had to stand in his hometown after people had been murdered outside of a Walmart because you guys were too busy setting up a hedge fund with legislation to respond to numerous reports about a racket that was responsible for triggering shootings when it came to strategic moments in the systematology. I'm sorry, that's not relevant because what I need to talk about right now is the CRA, the Community Reinvestment Act. According to this overview of the final rule, it says, and more than 7,500 comments on the notice of proposed rule making have been constructive and informative. The OCC's final rule adopts many important changes suggested by or made in response to stakeholders and as a result better achieves the goals of the reform. Is it absolutely necessary for you to pass a House joint resolution condemning the Office of Comptroller of Currency for refining the Community Reinvestment Act criteria after incorporating more than 7,500 comments? Is it that important that you do that right now? Is that have anything to do with a kickback to an effort to sabotage the Illinois budget imbroglio as part of financing Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign? That, by the way, has a 5 year benchmark working the weekend you've postponed the results of legislation connected to this? Because that's how this works, right? It is June 28, 2020 at 4:08 a.m. Not quite 4:20, right? Today is the anniversary of that executive order from the former governor of Illinois. Did you guys leverage a 5 year tax credit effort using your condemnation of the Office of Comptroller of Currency? See, the problem with that is that I have a 40-year-old report from the Office of Comptroller of Currency involving the Department of Energy that is itself connected to a 10-year-old report from the Department of Energy on performance standards for employees. Now, if you guys in Congress don't mind being Dragon Balled around so that your bioenergy, oh wait, you're not the ones that get Dragon Balled around like that. Your pension system is different than everybody else's, right? Are you going to put this to bed, as they say? Because I'm holding good on my timelines. And apparently, your credit is based on my credit. And I don't want to keep defaulting on nuclear defaults because you guys are trying to flip houses. You guys should already have paid off your campaign donations to the campaign of former President Barack Obama. There's no reason for us to let this carry over into another budget cycle.